Hello everybody and welcome to book 2 of Let's Read Lone Wolf, Fire on the Water. So I just finished the first book and I'm going to start the second book to where we get to where the adventure starts. That way you guys can start voting on the stuff you need to vote on. But first, let's cover the story so far, a recap of sorts. In the northern land of Summerland, it has been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of the Kai. There they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. In olden times, during the age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was a long and bitter trial that ended in the victory of the Summerlanding at the Great Battle of Macken Gorge. King Unlar and his allies of the Duranor broke the Dark Lord armies at the pass of Moitura and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of the Macken Gorge. Vashna, the mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Unlar called the Summersword, the Sword of the Sun. Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerland and the House of Unlar. You are Lone Wolf, the young Kai initiate who was learning the secret skills of the Kai Lords. 2 days ago, your peaceful country was plunged into war when the vast Dark Lord army suddenly invaded Summerland and completely destroyed the Kai monastery. All the Kai lords were in attendance for the feast of Pheromon, and all were killed as the monastery was surrounded and destroyed. You, the only Kai lord to survive the massacre, because you were an idiot and were running face first into trees, vowed then to avenge their deaths. You knew your first task was to warn the king, for without the Kai lords to lead her armies, your country, Summerland, would be unable to mobilize in time to drive the Dark Lords back. Your journey to the capital was perilous indeed. The enemy had overrun much of the country and were marching upon Holmgard, the capital itself. But despite the many dangers, you fought your way through to the capital and delivered your warning to the king's court. There you were greatly praised for your skill and bravery and your ability to remain conscious under the horrible wounds you had suffered. But told your mission was not complete. With the Kai Lords dead, there remained only one power in all of Magnamund, the whole world is called Magnamund, that could save your people from the Dark Lords, the Summer Sword. After the defeat of Vashna, the Summer Sword had been bestowed upon the allies of the Duranor as a mark of trust and allegiance that exists between the two kingdoms. In return, King Aline of Duranor gave Summerland a magnificent golden ring bearing the royal arms of Duranor. This ring is known as the Seal of Hemorrhaging. At the time, King Aline vowed that if ever the Shadow of the West should rise again to threaten Summerland, Duranor would come to the aid of her ally. The king has given you the Seal of Hemorrhaging. Your quest is to travel to the Duranor and fetch the Summer Sword back. But, meanwhile, the enemy have broken through the outer defenses of the capital and are preparing to besiege the city wall. As Captain Duval and the king's guards lead you to the royal armory to equip you for your mission, the king's words keep coming back to you. 40 days, Lone Wolf. We have strength to stand against them for only 40 days. What about my missing kidneys and the fact that I am like next to dead? Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, we don't need to go back over the game rules. Let's just go on to what we do need to know. If you have successfully completed Book 1 for the Lone Wolf series, you already have your combat skill and endurance points and Kai disciplines, which you can now carry over to Book 2. You may also carry over any weapons and special items that you held at the end of Book 1, and these should be entered into your new action chart. You are limited to 2 weapons and 8 backpack items. Through your experiences in Book 1, you have learned a new skill, and you may choose 1 extra Kai discipline to add to your action chart. Now read the section on equipment in Book 2 carefully. So, we get to vote on 1 more discipline. Now, I should state, or make sure everyone knows, like for example, in Book 1, we didn't use Mind Over Matter, even though that was a skill that was chosen. That doesn't mean they never used it in the book, it just means that I didn't follow the particular path where it was needed. And that doesn't mean that it won't still be useful in books to come. So, we got to think about this, you know, what's the best thing to do. And now that you've done book 1, you might have a good idea. Like, for example, tracking might be a good skill to use. We could have used it several times in the first book, but that doesn't mean that it will be as important in future books. Healing might have been a good one to have because you heal every time you turn the page, 1 point every time you turn the page. Then again, animal kinship might be a really good one to have. It would have saved us from that fight we had to do with that evil undead thingamajigger. So all of them can be very useful. So choose the new one with care. And I'm going to have this one locked so you can only vote once, so that I'll fix any mistakes or anything like that. So vote for the new one. Basically, the only ones we have left are Animal Kinship, Healing, Mind Blast, Mind Shield, and Tracking. All of those can be useful, and especially in this book. This book is one of my favorites. It is a really good book. I mean, there are other books that are just as good, and so it's not like the best book is the second one, but it is a really good one. It's got everything you want in an adventure: a desperate race to get the item, and then a triumphant return, and a huge battle at the end, and it's really cool. It's really good. Yeah. So we get to carry over our gold and stuff. In fact, let's do that. Let's update our. Actually, we don't really have anything to update yet, so, but we do get to carry over all our gold and good stuff like that. You already should know what the disciplines are, but let me go over them again in case you don't. Camouflage, we don't need to go over that because we already have it. Hunting, we don't need to go over that because we already have it. Camouflage lets you blend into things and stay quiet. Hunting, we don't have to use meals. We can actually hunt for our food. It also enables us to move stealthily while stalking prey. Sixth Sense gives you a warning of imminent danger. We already have that. Tracking. This skill allows the Kai Lord to make the correct choices in the path of a path in the wild, to discover the location of a person or object in a town or city, and to read the secret footprints of tracks. Healing. Basically, you restore 1 endurance point every time you flip the page or go to a new number section. Weapon skill we already have. If we find the weapon that we're skilled at, which is the broadsword, we will have a +2. I know we didn't find a broadsword in +1, but I do promise you we will find a broadsword at some point in book 2, I believe. And we can't change it. We've already chosen the skill, so it's the broadsword, and we already have that. So I think later on you can get skilled at more than one weapon. I don't remember if that's in the first 5 books or after, but yeah, broadsword right now. We're barbarian lone wolf is what we are. Mind shield. Mind shield, it prevents others from attacking you with your mind. Basically, if people attack you with your mind and you don't have mind shield, you can lose endurance points or you can lose combat skill. That happened to us in the last book. Mind Blast is the opposite. It's the offensive version of it. It adds +2 to your combat skill, assuming they're not immune to it. Animal Kinship allows you to communicate with some animals and be able to guess their intentions. It can be incredibly useful in some books, and others it's completely wasted. I'm not going to say which are which, but let me just tell you, sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's like, yeah. Mind over matter. Mastery of this discipline enables the Kai Lord to move small objects with his powers of concentration. We have this one. We didn't use it last book, but that doesn't mean we won't use it this book. Alright, that's just saying that if we complete this book, we can carry all this over to book 3. Equipment. Guard Captain Duvall leads you to the Royal Armory, where your green tunic and Kai cloak are taken from you to be repaired and cleaned. While you await the return, Captain Duvall hands you a pouch of gold for your journey. To find out how much gold is in the pouch, pick a number from the random number table. Now add 10 to that. That equals the number of gold crowns inside your pouch. You may enter this in your action chart. You may add this sum to the... Wow. So we get to add this to the number we already have. So we get to add 14 gold to our 63 gold. We now have 77 gold. I think we're fine as far as money is concerned. Dying here, bleeding out my ears, but we have lots of money. Alright, on a large table in the center of the armory, a number of items has been laid out for your choice. You may take any 2 of the following: sword, short sword, 2 meals, a chainmail waistcoat, which adds 4 endurance points to your total, a mace, a healing potion, which allows you to restore 4 endurance points to your total. Basically, it allows me to restore 4 endurance points at any time when I take it. A quarterstaff, a spear, a shield, which adds 2 points to your combat skill when used in combat, and a broadsword. Wow! Wow. So here's the choice, folks. I'm gonna put this up as a vote, and you get to vote twice. Same thing like with the Kai skills. Please only vote twice. Don't ruin this and cheat. Actually, you know what? No. Here's what I'm gonna do, because the voting for this it's too much of a hassle, because I don't know if people are cheating or even accidentally pressing something, and I understand that can happen. So here's what we're gonna do. God, I want to say leave a comment, but if you don't have a YouTube account, that won't work. We'll just vote. And please, people, don't cheat. It really kills me when people cheat. So please just vote twice. I'm going to put all these weapons up here. I'm going to put sword, short sword, 2 meals, the chainmail, the mace, the healing. You know what? Actually, I'm going to eliminate a couple of these, because the sword and the short sword and the mace and the quarterstaff and the spear, I'm not even going to put up there. Why? Why would you vote for that? We don't have that as a skill. There's no reason why we'd take that. The meals, we don't need the meals. We have huntsmanship. So so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put up for vote, I'm going to put the chainmail, which adds 4 total points to your endurance, which means 4 permanent points. Instead of 29, I would be at 33 permanently. As long as I have the chainmail. You do lose the chainmail sometimes if you choose wrong choices and whatnot. The healing potion. So I'll put the chainmail, the healing potion, which allows you to heal 4 points. The shield, which adds 2 points to your combat skill, and the broadsword. And remember that these items, as long as you don't lose them, can be kept for all of the books. So this is a tough decision, because the broadsword will help us a lot. The shield will help us a lot. The potion is helpful. The chainmail is really helpful. So basically, it's like, do you want more combat skill? Do you want more endurance? Then you guys are gonna have to choose. So it'll be between the chainmail, the healing potion, the shield, and the broadsword. Those are what I'm gonna be putting up there to vote on. And you vote for 2 of them, so you vote twice. You vote for one, and then you go back and you vote for the other one. Alright, everyone got that? You understand? Alright, please don't cheat. I'm trusting you. Alright, how to carry equipment. Obviously, everyone knows how to carry equipment. How much can you carry? We all know that. Gold crowns. Oh, you know what? We can only hold a maximum of 50 gold crowns, so we'll have to change that. We can't have 77, we can only have 50. How about that? We have too much gold. However, yeah, well, I think later on, yeah, later on, I think you can put gold back at your keep and use it later, but, you know, whatever. Not now. It doesn't say we can do that. I'm just reading over this real quick to see if there's anything you need to know about it. We all know rules for combat. We're very familiar with them. Evasion of combat. We know how that works. Levels of Kai training. We're an aspirant now, I believe. Alright, so Kai wisdom. Your mission will be one of great danger, for the Dark Lords and their servants are a cruel and fierce enemy who give and expect no mercy. Use the map to help you steer the correct course for the capital. Make notes as you progress through the story, for they will be of great help in future adventures. For many things you will find will aid you in the adventure. Some are useful, some are not. There are many routes to Hemorrhaging, but only one will enable you to retrieve the Summer Sword and return to Summerlund with the minimum of danger. A wise choice of Kai disciplines and a great deal of courage will enable any player to complete the mission, no matter how weak their initial combat skill or endurance points. The fate of your country hangs on the success of your perilous quest. Good luck. So, folks, go to the forums, vote, and we will start the second book in a couple days. Alright, everyone? I'll see you then. I just wanted to add it real fast in case it matters to anyone when choosing equipment. All your health points, endurance points are restored at the beginning of every book. I know it doesn't seem to make sense. Just imagine the kingdom's wizard did it. So we'll have a full 29 endurance points when book 2 starts. All right. I will see you guys later. Take care.